All right. Well, it looks like it is about that time. Sorry, got some background noise there. Forgot to close something. But what is going on, everyone? And welcome to a brand new episode of 27 Outs. As always, I am Ivan alongside Stefan. Lately I've been having to come on here and apologize to you guys, man, because we haven't been sticking to that 9:30 start. It's been a little tough. For those of you who have kids, I'm sure you could relate. You guys aren't doing the show like Stefan and I, but even when it just comes to things, period, right? Like they take up a lot of our time. But anyway, the show must go on. Stefan, he got his tea there. I think we're gonna need that. Honestly, I'm gonna let you guys know in advance that this show is easily gonna surpass an hour and 30 minutes. You might be here damn near 2 hours. So,
You
and I
cut, you
what
cutting
was
it
that?
close, bro. Cutting it close. I got a hard out.
Hard out. So we out like what, hour and a half?
Nah, I'm only playing.
Oh, I was about to say
I'm
because
only
I'm
playing.
like we at 10 right now, and I know why you say that, right? And we want to get into that at some point towards the end, but we have fun with you guys, talk about certain things. Because Stefan actually put me on to certain things when it comes to that Cole album, but not
Yeah,
about the album, but just J. Cole. So we're gonna
yeah.
get into that stuff. But yeah, as you could tell by tonight's title, we couldn't fit everything in there. Clearly, right? For those
Nah,
of
it's too
you
much
who
stuff.
have been paying close attention, I would say over the past 24 hours, it's been jam packed, right? Like beginning with Framber Valdez going to the Tigers, to obviously WBC rosters being revealed. Skubal ends up being a winner. And then we have so many other things. I don't want to say it all because I think I might be missing something. But anyway, Stefan, how are you feeling? And then I don't know where you would like to start because there's a lot, but feel free.
I'm good, brother. I'm good. We had the NBA trade deadline today, and so and then we baseball stuff. So I've been keeping track of everything. Let me just start with this. We're gonna start with the Framber stuff, and then we're gonna get into the Skubal stuff and how it all affects everything. Uh when I saw this Framber signing, I said, well, good for him. He got paid. But boy, one cross up changed the way his entire market went, the way he was perceived. Like the way we thought about Framber Valdez to start the season, because when the winter first started, I had him in the 8-year range for about anywhere between 200 to 220 million dollars. And to know that he didn't even come close to 8 years. Now he got $115 million over 3 years, which isn't terrible. That's average annual value of 38.3 million. However, there is deferrals in the contract, which will lower the AAV a little bit. But he did well for himself considering, but boy, that one move really cost him not only years, money, and I also think it cost him his perception, his good name, his ability to go out there and say, listen, I can help a winning ball club, right? Like, if I'm gonna be the ultimate conspiracy theorist, excuse me, I think the fact that AJ Hinch is in Detroit, knew him from his Houston days, I think there was a comfort level there, and he got him paid to a certain degree. Like, I know this guy, he knows my character, he knows I'm not a bad guy in the clubhouse. I think if AJ Hinch wasn't in Detroit, I think there's a good chance he's not signed right now.
Right.
Because
That's a great point, Stefan, because when I originally thought about Valdez going to the Tigers, I forgot all about who's in Detroit, as you just mentioned, right?
right.
I'm sure he was a part of his development at some point, even though Valdez has been good now for a few seasons, but
Mm-hmm.
AJ Hinch has been gone for a few seasons himself now, right? So to
Yeah.
really see him go back over there to reunite with something that I'm sure felt comfortable, for him once upon a time back in his days with the Astros early on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, the other thing too about this deal is this means, which all of us should know this by now. Don't believe what the Tigers have been saying. Don't believe what they've been saying to anyone in the media, right? But Skubal is out, right? I would go as far as to say that I think he's gone before the trade deadline, literally, and I think it
Well,
would be a damn shame because for me, it kind of defeats the purpose, right? Like you made this move for Valdez because obviously you know that you're gonna move on from him at some point. So you kind of have your guy now in what over the next 3 years. It was a 3-year deal, right? So I
Mhm.
get that. You
Yeah.
already have what would be your ace
Yeah.
forward. But at the same time, like this cannot be a move where suddenly now people are looking at like Skubal and Valdez as this 1-2 punch. Like I saw this mock-up earlier today of the Tigers starting 5 in that rotation. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, yo, let's not run with that. The man is not staying there for the entire season.
Well, I would agree with you, but here's where I'm gonna have a little pushback, right? I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Why does trading him even matter at this point when you missed your opportunity during the winter and you missed your opportunity last winter?
I agree.
It doesn't matter if they trade him or not. You're not getting the kind of value where trading him would be worth it to you. So you know what? Ride it out. Now, that's what they're gonna tell you they're gonna do. And that's stupid to me, right? But I'm just trying to think from the Tigers standpoint. Listen, you made the playoffs the last 2 years. You have a chance to be really good again. Even if he doesn't stay, so what? The prospect capital you will get back is not even worth even investigating a trade at this point.
I feel you, bro, but it would
Because
be devastating, man. That would be what the Angels did with Shohei Ohtani all over again.
all right, and that's what the Tigers seem to be willing to do. They seem to be willing to take the risk. And the sad part is, I agree with you. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I agree with you, 1000%. I'm not saying that the Tigers should not investigate trading him. That's not what I'm saying at all. If I was running the Tigers, he wouldn't even be a Tiger in spring training. As soon as the plane lands in Lakeland, yo, we're rerouting you somewhere else.
Yeah, I remember you said the moment he won his first Cy Young, not the second, but the first one he was gone.
The first one I'd have been like, yo, fam, where do you want to go? Like, let's help you get there. Because here's the thing. I guess what the Tigers are hoping for, and again, this is the way my mind is crazy. Maybe the Tigers are hoping for a work stoppage so that we get a salary cap, right? So that he's under strict parameters. So it doesn't matter where he goes because he's going to get paid the same. Maybe in their minds, they're like, you know what? Let's keep him. Because if there's a work stoppage and we get a salary cap, it doesn't matter where he goes. All the money's going to be equal. And we might even pay more money because we're his incumbent team.
Honestly, if I'm Skubal, and I don't know if Skubal is the type of guy who is going to carry himself like this when he finally has
Right.
the opportunity to become a free agent, right? Which he, of course, is going to deserve, just like any other pitcher. But what he's going to do in terms of what pitchers receive, that's going to be record breaking,
So,
I'm sure. But to add on to what you were just saying, if I were Skubal, I wouldn't even bother dealing with the Tigers after what you just did with bringing in Valdez and giving him 38 easily and me having to fight for
but
the 32 that everyone in Major League Baseball knew he deserved.
listen,
I'm sorry, but I would take that a little personal. I get your point in being able to be paid the same no matter where you go, if there is
right,
a
right,
cap.
right.
But
Yeah.
my feelings would be hurt a bit if
No,
I'm
it's
Skubal.
it's no, it's a pride thing. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to paint the picture of from the other side. Because usually I'm the one who comes out and says, yo, trade the dude, trade the dude, trade the dude, get value. But let me ask you a question. What value are you really getting at this point? Who does this? I don't think the Mets do it. I mean, they could, but I wouldn't if I'm them. Nobody with common sense goes near this dude because of who his agent is and how much it's going to cost you. And you already know there's no extension being signed. There is no extension being signed. So
I
the
want to
moment
I want to ask something because you just mentioned the Mets, right? And I don't want to make this a Met topic, but let's say come deadline time, Freddie's rocking, Freddie Peralta, of course. Nolan McLean is rocking. Let's
right.
say he begins the year with, a heck of a World Baseball Classic because he is playing for Team USA. Let's say he continues to
Right.
perform really good. And
Mhm.
let's say you're in a position where, you know, maybe you could not run away with the National League East, but perhaps, be ahead of teams such as the
That's
Phillies and the Braves, and a Tarik Skubal now makes
that's
you maybe a favorite to go up against the Dodgers in the NLCS. I don't know. You
that's a
never know.
very strong possibility. And if one team can afford to stomach losing the prospects it would take to help them get closer to a World Series and closer to competing with the Dodgers, it may be the Mets. My only point is know the agent you're dealing with and know when you do that, it's not going to be, you're not getting the hometown discount, or you might not even get first dibs, right? Like he's going to scour the market, he's going to do his job. But I agree with you. Somebody like the Mets should take the shot. And there's only going to be a select few of teams that do this. The Mets are one of them. I would say the Dodgers are the other, right? And I don't know um who the other teams would be that does this. What I will say is going back to Framber for a second, boy, that 1-2 punch though, if you could get it at least even if it's only for a year, that's an incredible 1-2 punch.
Yeah, that's like when it's all said and done, if, to go
That's
back to your point, if they were to play for all of 2026, you're
that's
looking at 30 to 40 games between just the two of them and wins.
and that's why
30
you
to 40.
and that's why if you're the Tigers, screw what I say. I'm telling, because Ken Rosenthal reported it today in The Athletic. They're gonna take the shot. They have no plans of trading Tarik Skubal, at least not yet. If you know you got, let's just say you got 30 wins between those two pitchers right there, it's 15 wins apiece. If you get 30 wins from if you get 30 wins or 20, let's just say 20 wins between two other starters. Let's say Jack Flaherty wins 10 games and a Casey Mize goes like 9-8 or whatever. That's close to 50 wins from your starting
Yeah,
rotation.
just off pitching. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I agree with you. Like, I'm trying to be the guy that says, you know what? I could see why they're doing it. And also, a guy like Tarik Skubal they don't grow in factories. They're hard to find. And I could see where the Tigers are like, yo, the fan base is going to kill us. And here's why the fan base is going to kill you again, too. After the way you collapsed in the second half, if you give up Skubal now, that's like throwing up a white flag. Damn, you collapsed the way you collapsed in the playoffs. And then you're giving this guy away?
Before the playoffs, bro, they lost the division. Remember, they were at one point they were running away with it. I don't know how large. I don't know if any of you guys remember, or if you do,
It
Stefan.
was a 15-game lead.
I know
And
it was double digits.
It was a 15-game lead, and it was like August 8th, and they blew the lead.
They lost it. Yeah.
Look, Armand, they're not going to keep him. We agree with you. I agree with this. What I'm saying to you is, when you talk to people close to them, they have no intention of trading the dude. So till that changes, until we see them actually go out there and say, yo, this changes. Because if it were up to me, you know what I would do if I was running that team, bro. He'd have been spring training. I don't even want you in the comp. Yo, we trading you right now.
I honestly thought that he would have been traded before the new year began, honestly.
And I'm going to tell you this too. You know why the Tigers would be smart to trade him now if it's me? If you get hurt in the Classic and we can't trade you, no. If it's me, I'm trading him before the Classic even starts.
Damn, that's soon, bro. There's only like a month left.
Put your best offers on the table.
Yeah.
Because if he gets hurt in the Classic and you can't recoup any sort of, because let alone what they want to do, because I'm explaining their side of it. But you ask me, you and me, what we would do before the Classic starts, he's gone.
Yeah.
Because I can't risk that you get hurt, you blow out an oblique, or God forbid, anything worse than that.
Somebody's gonna get hurt in the Classic, whether it's a Skubal, a Skeens, anybody.
And this is why if you're the Tigers, the Tigers argument is just we're just cheap mofos, and that's why we didn't pay this brother.
Yeah.
And then I heard something earlier today. They tried to get it to 25 million before the hearing started, so they didn't have to go to the
Right.
no. You didn't. All of a sudden, you were dragging your feet at 19 million for the longest time. Now we about to sit across from me. I'm staring daggers at you, and you want to throw 25 million my way? Nah, give me my full 32 million right over here. Hit that bank account immediately.
It must hurt if you're a Tigers fan and, seeing an organization that you've been a fan of for who knows how long now, who once upon a time, they used to spend money, bro, because I remember they gave bags out to dudes when they were aging to
But
kind of like keep whatever core they had together at the
I
time.
agree.
We've
I
referenced
agree.
it on previous
But
shows
look
before,
who
but
the GM look at the circumstances though, right? The GM was Dave Dombrowski, one of the most aggressive GMs in the sport. Dave Dombrowski don't care about prospects. He'll spend money. He does not care. The other thing is the owner, Mike Ilitch, was dying. So you wanted to get him a championship or him to a World Series before he passed away. God rest his soul. So you understand why they were being aggressive. The same thing with the Padres and the Seidler family and them trying to, spend the money before he passed away. Here's the thing. You know why the Framber thing is interesting to me? And I kind of hate the signing for the Tigers, not him. Can somebody explain to me who's playing third base for the Detroit Tigers?
right.
Hold on a second. You're talking about a guy who throws 60% sinkers, and we don't know who's playing third base? What do we do? Matt Vierling. Use a better chance of putting me out there with 4 wheels and a motor and me play third base.
Yeah.
If you were gonna go this hard, Alex Bregman should be a Tiger right now.
True.
Because it feels like you're playing both sides of the fence, right?
Or even if it wasn't Alex Bregman, right? Let's say you didn't want to spend as much as the Cubs did to land him. We just saw Eugenio Suarez, who had a monster season, settle for a 1-year deal to go back to Cincy. You telling me Detroit couldn't do that? They could.
I'm talking defense though.
And defensively, right?
If you just offered him 6 and 175, 6 and 171, just what they offered him last year. You couldn't do that again? You telling me you couldn't offer him that again and leave it up to him to decide whether he's going to take it? Yo, dog.
That would have been an interesting offseason for the Tigers. Imagine if they did that, if they would have brought in Framber Valdez and Bregman.
And this is why I'm talking about teams only going but so far, right? Can we talk as a family? I don't mean to use the analogy I'm about to use. Ivan, you want to be careful pouring that because I'll make you laugh. It's like you about to do the mean with the chick, right? You there. And you realize, yo, this chick is looking good. But you realize, damn, bro. But I don't feel ready. So why the hell you have her get naked and do what you did if you ain't got no one? I mean, you feel what I'm saying? Like it's like saying, yo, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna go to the gym. And then you go to the gym 2 times like for the whole year. Why you got a gym membership then if you ain't gonna go to the gym?
I see that a lot, bro, especially like early on in the year, especially for me being somebody who does go to the gym.
Right.
For those of you who go to the gym, you understand that the most busiest time during the year that I've noticed is that beginning. Like right now, January, February, March, because everybody's trying to stick to that new year, new me BS and all that. But a lot of people stop and they never stick to it.
And
but then you got me and the others who were the diehards. We're there for 12 months.
That's my point, right? Like if you're gonna go to the gym, go to the gym.
Yeah.
So in the Tigers case, it's like you walked around, you lifted the equipment real quick. You're like, oh, let me see how heavy this is. bro, you have no intention of stepping foot in this gym.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? Like at that point, you just threw money away. I'm sorry, but the Framber Valdez signing to me is a waste of money. By the way, he's coming off of his work, and I say that in air quotes because he's still good. He had a 3.66 last year, but his strikeout to walk ratio was up. He walked a lot more hitters last year. He wasn't getting as many ground balls. He wasn't the Framber that we're used to, right?
Who's the catcher? Who's the catcher in Detroit right now? We got to give the heads up in advance. Yo, you might get knocked in the head.
Is it Rogers? Rogers?
I forget who it is. Let me see.
Yeah, I know they got two catches in Detroit, but
I say that jokingly because I also wanted to say this, right? I remember there being a time, and this is a while back, right? Because clearly, Valdez being
Dylan Dingler.
We go. He better, be careful now. Don't piss him off.
Yo, you know what I'm gonna do?
But that one thing, I feel like a while back, a lot of teams would want to sign a guy like that because he came with that edge, right? Because you knew something was off for him. A couple of screws, were loose, but teams would once upon a time want to have a guy like that. You see it now, like in the NBA, well, you always did, but a good example would be like a Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks is somebody, he's always in somebody's ear. Not to say Framber Valdez is that with the mouth, but just in terms of, being easily pissed off, taking it out in moments, especially against your teammates. A lot of teams don't want to be around things like that anymore. And quite frankly, now they refrain from it rather than saying like, oh, well, he's ours now. Nobody wants any parts.
See, but this goes back to something we said on the last show. This is why veterans in the clubhouse are so important. Like, you're going to think I'm crazy for this. If I got Framber Valdez in my clubhouse, that is the one reason why I'm going to sign Justin Verlander. I don't care about the stats. I don't care. I'm talking about a guy who knows the city of Detroit, who got the temperament, who understands what it's like to pitch in that market. Detroit is not New York or Chicago, but they're hardworking folks in Detroit. And you pull off some foolishness like that, they will let you have it. We ain't playing with you. If you're AJ Hinch, your first job, is to make sure that Framber Valdez is
and if you're Verlander, why wouldn't you want to do that, right? Like the Tigers are actually good. Now they're not as good as they were when Verlander was on the team because that team was loaded.
Yeah.
Pitching, all lineups. I mean, you name it, right?
Yeah.
Elite closers. But
I think that
it would be interesting. He still wants to play. He's not going to cost much.
I'm just talking about the veteran presence that is going to allow Framber. Listen, because the last thing you want, there's nobody in the clubhouse that he's going to turn around and listen to. Like AJ Hinch's manager, AJ Hinch is not taking the ball every 5 days. You need somebody in that clubhouse that's going to be like, hey, yo, you need to look him dead in his eye. If you guys are going to talk in between innings, you need to communicate with him. See, the problem with the modern day athlete, and I've noticed this a lot, there's too much volatility with the modern day athlete. There's not enough of like, yo, just take the criticism I'm giving you because I'm not trying to criticize you to be mean. I'm trying to criticize you because guess what? Now you're the leader of the staff. You're making the most money. Whenever there's a big game, right? People are going to be looking to you to lead the ship. And the last thing we want to see is you out there crumbling on a mound, being all types of foolish, where you can't control your emotions, and now you just cost us a game, perhaps even a series, because you don't know how to act. Right? At some point, we have to understand, listen, like I said, Detroit's not New York, Detroit's not Boston, Detroit's not Philly. It's you'll be able to get away with a little more, but what type of example are you setting for a young Jackson Jobe, a Casey Mize, people that are in that rotation already? What type of example are you setting? And if you're Skubal, you walk up to him right away. No. I don't care if I'm here for a week, a month, 2 months, however. We don't do things like that here.
Right. My stay is going to be short for the year.
But
I wanted to add something on because I know I forgot to say before, but it actually didn't come to my mind up until now. But since we're still talking about the Tigers, I wonder if, because you said, maybe AJ Hinch had a little bit of say in Valdez now being with the Tigers.
Right.
But I wonder if Hinch maybe told, the front office, like, look, I know what he did last year wasn't a good look with the Astros. But what I will tell you is that team over there hasn't been the same since I left. And when I was there, he wasn't doing that. That could be something that was maybe said in a meeting or something.
I mean, could be. Maybe AJ Hinch talked to him one-on-one and said, listen, whatever that was, we can't have that. And I know you well enough to know that probably came out of frustration. You weren't pitching well all last year. Maybe that's where it comes from. But here's the thing. Now there's a target on your back, right? Because now people have this perception of you that you're not willing to play with your own guy. You're not willing to be a good guy. Because it's not about on the field. You literally intentionally try to hurt one of your teammates, your battery mate, the guy that's in the trenches with you. Like that, I can understand why some teams have some reservation and trepidation and feeling like, yo, can we trust this dude?
It was self-inflicted.
Right. It's a trust factor. And here's the other thing I'm going to tell you too. You have to, I want to see, actually, I'm going to tell you straight out. I want to see him struggle early. Because I want to see how he handles it. New environment, new situation, new team, new city. How you going to handle it? Are you going to be immature and throw a rocket at your catcher? Or are you going to handle it professionally and do your job? Because here's the thing. We can sit here and say the talent, because we excuse boneheadedness for talent. I do it all the time. Oh, but he's talented, so we're going to put up with it. At what point do you not put up with it? Because there's an example that has to be set for everybody that's in this clubhouse. Not just you, but the people around you, the people that you have to be accountable to, right? Because here's the thing. Look what the teams who wanted to sign him. The Orioles needed a starting pitcher and didn't go nowhere near his asking price.
Yo, the Orioles, speaking of the Orioles, man, boy, did they disappoint with trying to land that starting pitcher. Do you still think they do it? I mean, at this point, it'll have to be through a trade, because the last, I would say, respectable starting pitcher that I would at least go for right now that's still available is Zach Gallen.
Zach Gallen.
Other than that, I don't really, no disrespect, but I'm not really interested.
I don't know if Zach Gallen moves the needle, and I don't know if there's a trade out there they can make right now.
Yeah.
But I can see why the Orioles stood away. I could see what Mike Elias was like, yeah, I'm good. Mike Elias was in Houston when Framber Valdez was being brought up with the Astros.
Really?
Where was Mike Elias before he got to Baltimore? He was in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think he knows? You don't think he's seen things behind the scenes? It was the O's, the J's, and the Twins. I'm not really going to count, but I'll put the O's and the J's in there.
Mm-hmm.
And Toronto, who could use another starting pitcher, they didn't go anywhere near him either. And honestly, for 3 years, I know $38 million is a lot of money. You're telling me that neither one of those teams ponies up at least $35 to $40 million to get a guy like that in your rotation?
You just mentioned Toronto. Was it true a couple of days ago that the Blue Jays were interested?
They were in talks with him on a multi-year deal, and then but they only wanted to go 2 with an option for a third. And once Detroit got to the 3rd year guaranteed, he was gone. Because you're talking about a guy who's 32, right? Who, if he signed a 2-year deal, he would have had to go back into the market again at 34. But he still might, because he has an opt-out after the first 2 years anyway.
Yeah, so I think was it TD mentioned earlier? He said after the 2nd year or something like that.
So his contract is not 3 years, $115 million. If you really want to do the math, his contract's more like 2 years at what's 38 times 2? What is that?
38 times 2?
38 times 2 is like $78 million, $79 million or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to look at it as, it's a 2-year deal.
76.
$76 million.
Yeah.
It's high because of the AAV, but that's a hell of a get if you
I hope it works for him, especially with him having an opt-out in there, because it would be a disaster if he pulled like
Boy,
a Javi Baez, where like the first couple of years of the deal, the dude like, yo, no shade to Javi Baez, because he bounced back, in
he did.
2025. He's not exactly back to his old form, but him being in the outfield, sometimes he makes plays just as exciting as when he played shortstop, right?
Mhm.
But we remember what that deal was like for the Tigers, for the first couple of years. At one point, it was like, damn, did this guy forget how to play baseball? Because that's how it
Mhm.
looked.
Yeah, for the first few years of that contract. Yeah. Real quick, ending on the Tigers, because I just have to say this. If they both stay, they're both running away with the Central, and they would have a puncher's chance whoever they play in the first round of the playoffs.
Nah, man, I'm not counting out those Guardians, bro. Not after what they did last year, bro.
Okay, I'll stipulate that, but I'm saying with the pitching staff,
Oh, of course, yeah.
if that pitching staff it does what we think they're capable of doing, they're gonna be a tough out for somebody in the playoffs, whoever it is.
For sure.
So I will say this too. Thank you for bringing up this point, Rick, because we're going here now.
Yeah, I did see the what you sent to me via text. And to go back to what I said at the top of tonight's show, so Stefan has mentioned this, so have I, several times, but leading up to the show, we don't just come here and just start splurging like, yo, we're talking this topic, that topic, let's just, base our conversations off the chat, even though we do that more towards the end and we have fun with you guys. But I say that because, we talk about things, in between the time that we have from show to show. And one of the things that you did send to me was Baez, being suspended because of something that he had did that I guess was, related to him smoking weed or something. So I checked it out briefly because I was busy with my son, dinner, bath, all that stuff. But yeah, what the hell is going on, bro? Like, so there's none of that in the classic.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Somebody let Chisholm know, be careful, because
get a life. Let's start with get a life. I'm not saying that. Yes, I am saying this. Weed is legal everywhere.
Damn near. I don't think exactly.
Damn near everywhere, but it's legal.
Yeah.
My point is, like, yo, bruh, and you suspended it for something that happened 3 years ago?
That's crazy.
Y'all need whoever's running that committee, yo, get your Yamin on, do something, call a girl to the crib. Help.
Did anybody else feel this way? Because I certainly did, right? And I think the way you just ended what you just said there, Stefan, is perfect timing. Because why are we finding out now when they should have told us when he was caught, so that we would already know in advance
he's not eligible?
He can't play,
right?
Yo, bro, this is why. Listen, I don't want to be known as a part of these people who have been saying things ever since all of this WBC news has been coming out lately. But bro, I kind of feel like they recently came up with some new rules. I'm getting that vibe. I really am. Because what's the difference in waiting all of these years when it was something that he did a few years back, as you mentioned, to say it now?
Listen, if that was the case, why was he even eligible for the roster?
Right.
Why was he even eligible for the roster? Listen, you see, you're too nice. Just say what you want to happen. Dominican DR, Dominican US, Japan US, Puerto Rico. We don't want you here. You might disrupt something because y'all get to the WBC and your superpowers get started, and then we got a problem. You're disrupting the money.
The big three for PR is out, even though we already knew that. But with today, the official rosters coming out for all teams, and we talked about it a couple nights ago on the previous show where we were mentioning that some of these guys were trying to do literally whatever it takes to be able to still play, right? But unfortunately, Lindor is still not going to play. Javi Baez is not playing, of course, because of the suspension. And Carlos Correa is not playing for Puerto Rico either. That is a big blow. I wonder what that infield is going to look like. Is it Nolan all by himself? Because, damn.
Nolan, a bunch of AAA players, my boy.
Yo, that is bad, bro.
This all has to do with this. I agree with you. But I think it also has to do with, because why is Puerto Rico the only country that's having problem getting people insured? I know Venezuela couldn't get Altuve insured, but that's because Altuve has been dealing with injuries and all types of stuff. And I know Lindor has been too. But you're going to suspend it? Like, honestly, why even? Boy, let me tell you. This is why, to me, I don't care. You can call me a conspiracy theorist. Somebody wanted to make sure one of these teams were weakened going into the tournament, because the last thing we wanted was one of these dark horse teams disrupting the money. For me, you could say it's all about the CBA. It's all about the green that they count between their fingers. Yo, if DR gets eliminated early, if the United States gets eliminated early, we are looking crazy out here. There's money to be lost, and y'all playing games with the money. So PR, you got to be the sacrificial lamb.
Speaking
and
of
here's
money,
the other thing. I'm going to say this. Why does Puerto Rico have their own team? They should just be eligible to play for the United States.
Nah, I like how they have it.
Nah, you got play for the United States.
Man, that USA might just win it all every single time, bro.
Cut it out. Because now we don't know if we're going to be able to field the team, and we don't know if the government's going to stop.
Do you know what that would do? That would make Edwin Diaz eligible to be in the bullpen for Team USA.
Right.
That would allow Francisco Lindor to roam around your infield.
Right.
I mean, listen, it's crazy. If that would have happened, maybe I haven't heard anybody say that, but maybe there are some people who are believers in, like, yo, if you really are against PR, then allow them to play for USA.
That's it. If you're going to tell me, oh, we can't get them insured, we can't. Okay. No. Okay, that's fine. But I'm telling you, what do owners like? Money. And if the owners realize, hold on, if one of these teams disrupts you, because they want to see Japan, United States, or Japan, DR. All you countries are here for ceremonial show, but you ain't really here. You here, but you not here.
You know what's the one word that is the most important out of what you just said, Stefan? Forget USA, forget DR. It's Japan.
Yeah.
It is Japan. And the reason why it is Japan, and I don't know if because I shared this with, two of my boys last night. We were talking about, the classic briefly. I was letting them know to check out the show tonight, because clearly it's something that we're covering, as we speak. Mm-hmm. But I think that Major League Baseball is fully aware of the ratings that comes with Japanese baseball players.
Listen, you telling me?
And I say that because they always have to wait until when for that moment? October. You got to wait damn near all year to finally get the ratings that you truly want. With the World Baseball Classic, and to go back to your point with, doing things in a way where it only puts about maybe 2 to 3 teams in the conversation to really compete when it's all said and done. They do that, I believe, because now you're telling me that I get an opportunity to get a taste in ratings, what I get in October, possibly in March now. Yep. So that makes it what? Twice now, rather than it usually being 1 year.
And here's why
folks.
Here's why it's even more prevalent, because you miss some. Stop it. Mm-hmm. We think we're gonna give this money away? Yo, PR, y'all can sit this one out, fam. Y'all can sit it out. There's too much money riding on here. Oh, but that's conspiracy theory. You can't say that. You can't. You can't. I can't. Look at what they're doing. Look at what baseball is doing.
I believe it, bro. I do.
And listen, I'm sorry, but who would you rather have? You want the three big guns fighting for this. We don't want nobody like DR coming up. I mean, PR coming up here disrupting things. No, not happening. You not messing up our money because y'all want to be competitive out here. No. At that point,
I would say too, though, I wouldn't be mad because I mean, listen, I'm rooting for USA. I've told you guys about, my relations to PR, DR, all that stuff.
right.
So at the end of the day, I'm happy for all three of these teams, right? But I'm going for USA. But even if USA were to not make it to the championship game, yo,
Right.
sign me up right now for DR
Yeah,
Japan. I
Japan
ain't
is
mad. Like,
crazy.
I'll take it. I would take it right now.
No doubt. But and I think that's how Major League Baseball is looking at it. What did I miss? I didn't understand what you said. What I'm trying to say is I think there's a call me conspiracy theorist, but I think there's collusion against Team PR. Alex Cora even said that the insurances to get some of these players insured are extremely high. We had no issues with the United States. We had no issues with Japan. We got no issues with DR. You see the team that DR's rolling out? That roster came out tonight, and I was like, damn.
They're coming out with the stars.
They coming out with everybody, bro.
You know, when I look at the rosters that Team DR has been able to put together, dating back to the very beginning of the Classic.
Yeah.
Now, I know they've won before. What year was that? 2013? Or
yes,
was
they
it
did. I think
2013, right?
Yeah.
So, listen, no shade to that team, right? I remember Robinson Cano had himself a hell of a tournament, and that was, Robinson Cano still in his prime, for those who remember.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the best team that DR has technically put together because they won. Yeah. But history aside, when I just look at the rosters and the team that won for DR versus the team that they are rolling with now for 2026,
yeah,
rosters alone, I like this 2026 team better. I really do.
It's good. It might be the best team since that 2013 team.
Mm-hmm.
It might be the deepest team too. And I'm gonna be honest, like I think DR's tired of being the runner-up. They want to win it too.
Again, yeah.
And if you asking me who they want to smoke with, I think they want to see the United States. Now I want to smoke with you.
Yeah.
And part of me wants a DR United States final because I think those games, not to say that Japan won't be great, because Japan, they always have a great team and they always put on a show, and we're going to discover some dudes that we didn't hear of, and they're going to come over here and dominate. Mm-hmm. So I get it. But I want to see DR versus the United States also because of our friendship and our brotherhood. I want to be able to talk smack. You know what I mean? I want to be able to wear my USA gear. You got your DR gear on, and we going at it. But
listen, I'll be smiling from ear to ear, bro. If we do a watch along for that, because I might have to cut those two shirts in half and try to put them together.
Here we go.
USA, half DR. Or I might have to change midway through a watch along for those of you who are gonna pull up for those. Yo, by the way, guys, we are gonna do a few watch alongs. Not too many, but for those of you who are into the WBC, I'm sure you could already imagine
some
of the games that we already want to be here for with you guys too. You got to pull up, TD. I want to see you here, bro. I don't care how you feel. Don't be on your AJ Przinsky, bro. Yo, shout out to AJ and Foul Territory, bro.
I mean, listen, look. We joke and we say all that craziness, but we joke and I say this, but all you want is competitive baseball. And please, everybody just walk out of there in one piece. Just no major injuries. Just please. That's all I'm asking for. Speaking of asking and please and thank yous, the San Diego Padres are up for sale, boys and girls. I'm gonna be honest. This sale was long overdue, and I feel like Peter Sadler's widow was just out here just being a nuisance for no reason.
So I remember when we covered it early on, right? When he passed, and then there was a dispute between the wife, the brother, and
The
I know they
brothers, yeah,
oh, it was multiple, more than one?
brothers, yeah.
Okay, so I guess it was her
Mhm.
versus the family at that point, because
At
if
that
it's more
point,
than
yeah.
one sibling, yeah. So
So,
and then from I kinda lost track of what happened, still
so
knowing all along that this was eventually going to take place, but I didn't really hear much as much as I
so it came out that she dropped all her like charges and all the claims and claims court because she filed in Texas, if you remember,
Mhm.
that the brothers they were doing nefarious things and that she's entitled to the team. And so she dropped all her charges. And the moment she dropped all her charges, which was the other day, I think it was Friday of last week. Look at them. They're talking about a sale now. That just that quick. You go from she stopped complaining, she got off a high horse, and now look, they're getting ready to sell the team. Two things I find interesting. The Warriors owner, Joe Lacob, is in the bidding for this team.
Oh, really?
And there's a guy who owns a soccer club who's a big guy's a billionaire.
Mhm.
He's also in the bidding for the team. And so it's like you look at what they're trying to create, like the Padres, my lord, like you go from you don't know where you're gonna get your money from to if one of these billionaires buys it, now we know where the money's at. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. We know where the money's at.
Listen,
And
it
so
needs to get done, right? Not only because of the dispute in terms of ownership, who
mhm,
deserves more, who deserves less. I was married to him. You're just a brother. I mean, more. I mean, who knows how those conversations went, right? They
wonderful.
probably went crazy. But I hate to say this, but the Padres, man, it's about that time, man. I think this group, despite them not really having much in terms of accomplishments, right? I think they probably only made it to like the NLCS with this group like once. I
Mhm,
think this was back when Juan Soto was on the team, if I'm not mistaken. And
mhm.
that was the best they did. And I'm talking about having Fernando Tatis this
Yeah.
whole time, having Machado this whole time,
So
and the many players that they once had suiting up for the San Diego Padres. And I think at this point, there's really nothing else that you can do to what? Always fall short to the
yeah.
LA Dodgers? That's what it is.
So their evaluation or their valuation is 2.31 billion. And the two owners that we're talking about with them are um they own the English Premier League clubs. Dan Fredkin and Jose E. Feliciano are among the possible bidders that have expressed interest. And they both own soccer clubs. So you know these guys got money because if you own a soccer team, you got money. And then you far from broke. You know what I mean? Like you got it. So uh if their evaluation is almost 2.4 billion, I could see them getting a range of like maybe 2.1. Because if because the Rays are a bad example. The Rays are in Tampa, Florida, where nobody goes to games. You're talking about San Diego, California. The ballpark is beautiful. The weather's always nice. You're outdoors. People jam the place. They're gonna get
Speaking
they're
of
gonna
ballparks, did you see those mock-up images of what the Rays stadium is gonna look like?
yes.
I checked it out briefly yesterday. It wasn't much. I think I had only seen like two or three, but I was like, okay, we're starting to get to a point where they can call a place home once again. Same thing for the A's.
Um Armand with an interesting question. The real question is, does new ownership force Preller or the front office to trade Tatis or other contracts to clean up the payroll?
Absolutely. We've talked about this previously, but now I think somebody or a couple of guys might be gone this year, bro. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it.
Well, I think Fernando's more of a trade deadline thing, and then we'll go into next winter if he doesn't get what he wants for him.
Mm-hmm.
But if the new ownership says we'll cover it, don't even think about trading him, then that ties your hands. But ultimately, what I think is going to happen is ownership's going to want a clean slate. They're going to want to clear out some of the dead money. So I can see Fernando being traded. I could see a guy like Drake Cronenworth eventually being dealt somewhere because he's an albatross. You know, the Hugh Darvish thing is interesting because they still got to pay him, even though he's on like let's say a sabbatical, because he didn't use the word retirement, but for all intents and purposes, he's retired.
Yeah, I think he's done. I did read his quote and him saying like, "Oh, I'm not officially retiring. I want to see how I feel, bro." You're done, bro. Just stop.
Listen, if I'm him, I'm not officially retiring either. You know why? I'm not giving up $43.3 million over the next 3 years. You crazy?
Oh, that's what he has left?
What? I'll rehab for the next 3 years to recoup that bread, bro. You crazy?
Damn.
Yeah, nah. I'll rehab for as long as you need me to for $43 billion.
You know what the Padres have to stop doing? Especially the players. Can we stop running our mouths, Machado and the rest of y'all? Yo, we better than the Dodgers. We finally gonna listen. If I hear that, Stefan, we might have to come on the show and clown them dudes, bro. Like, it's been how many years of you guys running your mouths, and the Dodgers have won how many championships after all of us, not just Padres fans, but baseball fans. You know, do you guys remember that time Manny Machado had told a fan, I think, at a ball game one time, that he would bet his salary that he would, I think, get a ring before like the Dodgers, and look at how that turned out for him after all. My boy's looking stupid, bro.
That's why you shouldn't talk. You should go out there and play.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, the Padres are the team that cries wolf. And knowing the Padres' luck, the sale's going to fall through.
Yeah.
Because they can't get nothing to the finish line. That's just their luck. They talk a good game. And when it comes down to doing it, they never get it done.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear nothing about the Padres or what they plan to do and who they plan to sign and what they no. Because you could win 900 regular season games. In the playoffs, you fold like a cheap tent in the wind and collapse like you ain't got no bearings to you. I'm tired of hearing from you. Listen, I give the Diamondbacks more respect right now than I do the Padres.
I like that. Yeah.
I give the Diamondbacks more respect. And listen, as much as I'm going to say, don't sleep on the Giants either, because that's a place Zach Gallen should go. Go to San Francisco. Go team up with Logan Webb. Go teach those youngins how to pitch. I like Zach Gallen in San Francisco.
Yo, how about that Giants infield? Now that you mentioned San Francisco, you got plus defenders on the left side and Chapman at third and Willie Adames at short. And you got Luis Ariz, who can't play a lick of defense, and Rafael Devers, who just started playing first base like yesterday. Like, why are we on like opposite ends of what's going on?
Luis Ariz barely has range at first base. You putting that brother at second base?
Well, that's where he used to be, I think, before he was moved.
When he had knees. His knees have been bad.
Yeah.
His knees are worse than mine, and I can't walk. So what does that tell you?
That's crazy, bro.
And you're going to put him at second base, and now you got to hope that Willie can cover his mistakes.
He's got to cover more ground now, maybe.
Now you got to cover more
Luis
ground.
Ariz is not going to be able to get to certain things up the middle.
Yeah, and in the hole, yeah. It's rough.
That's OT right now that the Giants just gave Willie Adames.
And I'm gonna tell you that offense, boy.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Are they gonna hit? To the 10 people in here, what's up? Hit a thumbs up on the video, hit a like, hit a subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We see you. Know what I mean?
Thank you for saying that, Stefan, because one too many times do we end the show, and for some odd reason, it ain't matching the amount of eyes that we got here. So listen, you don't got to leave a comment, but best believe you got to leave a like at least.
And a sub. Get them subs up, yo.
Or the sub too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, word. No, but the Giants are gonna hit. This NL West is interesting, other than everybody but the Dodgers. Like, this is the most interesting second place finish in the history of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks to say that because the Dodgers could lose half their team and still win 100 games and be all right.
It's a damn shame to say this, folks, but I think we could all agree that the NL West is just simply who is fighting for second place, right? Who's falling behind the Dodgers? And it's a
Right.
three-team race between the Giants,
The
the
D-back
Diamondbacks,
and the
and the
Padres.
Padres.
Yeah.
That sucks because
See,
it's
but
like that every year.
Zach Gallen, at this point, he's not asking for a big contract. At this point, spring training starts next week. Take the 2-year deal and let's move on.
And I think the Giants only went after Luis Ariz because their offer for CJ Abrams didn't go through. Because remember, you had mentioned this at some point. It was pretty recent, I believe, maybe like last week or something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where the Giants were interested in landing CJ Abrams with the Nationals having him on the trade block. That didn't go through. And then literally like a day or two later, Luis Ariz is now the second baseman for the Giants. It was that fast.
Happens quick. I actually like to see Zach Gallen back in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a run for a year.
They could use him.
Give it a run for a year. Ain't nothing. Listen, it won't hurt it, right? Because if you pitch well for a year, right? And the reason why none of these teams are going to, I'll tell you why he's still available. He got a draft pick attached to him.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got something attached to him. Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's a draft pick he has the qualifying offer attached to him.
Yeah,
that's why he's available.
You know who I do want to ask you about? When is Corbin Burns coming back for Arizona?
Probably mid to late in the season. Probably like after the All-Star break. I would say probably like,
because I know he went down early 2025 season, right?
Yeah, but you also got to remember it's about a 12-month rehab, maybe 12 to 18 months is your typical Tommy John rehab. So just to play conservatively, I think you see him probably like mid-July, early August.
By the All-Star game around there?
Yeah, because they
right.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, at that point, like Corbin, they have Brandon Pfaadt, they have Corbin Burns, they have a couple guys that you look at and you go, these guys can pitch. The question is like, Zach Gallen can't linger out there for too long. Like the Mets should go get Gallen. Like the Orioles could use a guy like Zach Gallen. There's still teams out there that can use pitching. And I honestly, you know where I see Zach Gallen? The Braves.
You still believe in the Braves trying to get an arm? I think they strike out.
As long as
listen, how long are we waiting for them to finally get this arm, right? It's February now.
I mean, I gotta tell you something right now. If he's still out there, he's still gettable. You know what I mean? Like
that's one of those deals where if it goes well and you don't gotta pay much, boy, is that gonna be good.
And that's the Alex Anthopoulos special. Ain't nobody really looking for us. Ain't nobody really checking for us. Here's 3 at 54 real quick. Slide that under the table. My boy, come to Atlanta. Him in Atlanta with a healthy Schwellenbach and Strider and Selby and number 5 start. That would be incredible.
This man said Sale as the 5. That's crazy. Sale, he's still listen. He's not as sharp as he once was, but like he has a lot of moments where he still looks elite.
So if you're telling me Zach Gallen's your number 4, it's not a bad 4. It's not a bad 4. And at this point, if you're Atlanta, your pitching would be better than Philadelphia's. You could have a conversation about you and the Mets. That's if the Mets don't go out and get Skubal, because if they do that, then all bets are off.
Yeah.
But you can have a conversation about you potentially having the best starting staff in the National League. All right. So if that is indeed the case, Atlanta would make a lot of sense. And you give your bullpen more coverage. You give your lineup a little. Your lineup gets a little deeper because now your rotation. You got 4 or 5 guys that can go out there and handle the job.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about 5 veteran starter. I like that. And Trellenbach is the youngin out the ground. I like that.
Listen, not only do I like what a potential, starting rotation with those guys could look like for the Braves, I also like a healthy Braves team, period, bro. Like, yo, did we forget what Acuna started doing literally right after he came off the IL last season in 2025? Like,
Yeah,
he went from
crazy.
IL to like MVP form real quick in
Didn't
just a
he?
matter of days.
Didn't he go crazy and home run like his first at bat back?
He was running wild, bro.
He went crazy, bro.
Yeah, but not just him, but also, the other guys that they still have. Matt Olson at first. Hopefully Austin Riley could bounce back.
You know
Listen, the
why?
Braves are still good, I think.
And you know why the pick doesn't matter so much to them? Because your position players are all signed for the next billion years.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I do feel bad though because it didn't work out. While it was smart to do that, that's what you want to try to do as a team. It didn't work out.
Somebody's doing. Who just said that they were doing this the other day? The A's. The A's are doing this with their young core. Yeah. Everybody got a contract. Listen, at some point, the qualify, and this is why you need to get rid of qualifying offer. You just do. It hurts people's market. We're sitting here talking about, but if you rush the process, it hurts the player's market, and you can't rush the process. But we're stuck in the 1970s with a qualifying offer. Get out my face. Because the qualifying offer is hurting him more than the speed.
Yeah.
Because if there wasn't nothing attached, you telling me Zach Gallen's not on somebody's roster right now? Come on, man. We all sit there and listen. Quick rant. 3 things that need to be done with in the next CBA. They need to be done with in the next CBA, and it has to happen. Arbitration, you gotta go. You gotta go. Qualifying offers, you gotta go. And I want one draft. Not separate, international signing day, regular MLB draft. No. One draft.
Mm-hmm.
Put all these players in the draft and let's go. And honestly, we all sit here and talk about, but it's not fair and this and that. Listen, baseball is getting way too analytical for me to be sitting here talking about, but he got 3 years of arbitration left. What are we talking about? And then we wonder why these players are acting how they're acting when they get to free agency. You can't blame somebody for saying, I'm holding out for the best deal possible because you had me hostage for 7 years. I couldn't go nowhere. But we want to sit there and say that that's fair to players?
That's like being signed to a bad record, a bad record label.
That's the equivalent of a 360.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. It's like we all sit here and talking about we want fair play. We want fair play for the next generation of players. Do you really want fair play? You want to keep stuff in your pockets? Let's be real. Because the big owners do it too. It ain't just the small team owners that do it. The big owners do it too. How many times have we heard the story about Chris Bryant being held down an additional 3 weeks so that the Cubs could get the 7th year? Don't act like this is brand new. Everybody does it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does it. And it sucks. Arbitration got to go. The qualifying offer got to go. And I want one draft.
I ain't mad at that. Sounds fair. The issue is, even though all of those things are doable, Major League Baseball would be the one sport to probably only do like a couple of things and not all of them. And then you end up being in a situation where you have to revisit those things again.
Yeah. Razor with the great point. They need to revamp the entire financial system. I agree with you. Listen, do what they do in hockey and do what they do in the NBA. 5-year max contracts and let's be done. That's it. 5-year max contracts and you get a 6-year and the 6 years is your super max. Your 6 years is super max. Because, let's see, let's wait. Let's see. How's waiting for Zach Gallen working out right now? Not great. Mm-hmm. Not great. Right? But he'll probably say, but he'll recoup it in the end. Is he going to recoup it? Do we know that for sure? We don't know that. A cap is
Especially with teams wanting players to be out of the game sooner rather than
yes,
later, right? Like you don't see it's a privilege for a lot of these guys to still be playing baseball into their mid-30s, late
and
30s.
and that's what I'm saying. So if you're going to sit there and talk about, I want the best value, right? I want the most value from my players. I want to get the most value from these players. It's like talking on the both sides of your face. On one hand, you're sitting and talk about, oh, but the salary structure allows us to dictate how long a player can be up and down for. Listen, at the end of the day, we need to come to the grips that you can't have your cake and eat it too. And this is what these players are fighting for. These players are like, oh, we'll give you one, but we're not giving the other.
Yeah.
The salary structure system has to change. And you know what? It's sad that a guy like going back to Skubal, it is so sad that a talent like Tarik Skubal has to fight for the money that he clearly earned because the Tigers want to play themselves. You know what I would do? As soon as Tarik Skubal won those 2 Cy Youngs, guess what, Tarik? You automatically become a free agent. Pick where you want to go. Like, I believe if you win multiple MVPs in one contract year, you automatically hit free agency that next year.
That would be an interesting incentive to start including into like players' contracts.
Right.
Like, yo, you have been this good for, like you said, 2 years now. Go out there and be free. Go get what you deserve.
If you won back-to-back Cy Youngs, or you won 2 Cy Youngs in 3 years, or you won 2 MVPs in 3 years, yo, you automatically become a free agent. Don't let them hold you hostage. Make these owners have to get desperate. See, because what the Tigers are doing is like, yo, I'm chilling. But the Tigers would have looked stupid in the face if you sat there and gave Framber $38 million.
They still do, bro. Even though Skubal, ended up getting what he deserved at the end of the day, they still look silly for giving
I'm talking
Valdez more.
Players on the rookie deal. Like, if you're in your rookie deal should only be 4 years to me. You should only be 4 years. 4 years should be your rookie deal. After 4 years, and by the way, if you win the MVP once in those 4 years, you become a free agent after 3 years.
Nah, that's crazy. 3 years is wild, bro.
But if we want to sit here and talk about maximizing their potential, how do you maximize it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we all sit here and say, because you want to incentivize these players to put up the awards, but you also want to force these owners to spend some money.
I don't think the owners would really vouch for, doing that, especially with rookies, because at that point, if you could potentially or possibly, be moved by what, year 3, you said?
It depends.
That point, you're not really mine. Like, I can't really. What if a lot of teams, they like to hold on to guys for, rebuilding purposes, right? Like the Nationals, for example, right now, Mackenzie Gore is gone. CJ Abrams, they want to get rid of him. But who are they holding on to? James Wood, right? But if a thing like that was true, they probably wouldn't even be able to hold on to a James Wood. You might have to get rid of him too.
You're not putting nothing around him. What are you keeping him there for? I got to interject. We're not getting a salary cap, bro. You need to stop. The salary cap is not happening.
I don't know what in the world is going to happen, really, bro.
I'm telling you right now, there's no way that these players are allowing a salary cap. Because there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
5-year max, 5-year rookie max, top 3 finish in MVP Cy Young, or winning the Rookie of the Year knocks off a year off that. So 4 years.
Yeah, but that's a lot there, though, Rick. Like, you see this thing right here. I understand the 5 years max rookie deal, right? But those extra things, they usually include that type of stuff when you finally get to free agency. You get what I'm saying? Why do you think some of these players get extra amount of money because
bonuses
maybe
and
they
all
made
that.
it to the All-Star game.
Yeah, bonuses and all
Maybe
those
they were an MVP or a Cy Young. I don't think you could do
Yes.
that up front, Rick. That's
No,
a
but
little too much, you know. I
no,
think
but
you gotta earn that. You gotta earn it, you know.
there's rookies that will do this type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's different types of rookies out here that come up and be like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Like, to me, you don't even gotta win the MVP. If you get 3 top 5 MVP finishes in your first 3 years in the big leagues, you automatically are free. Because that means you whipping behind. You are giving the smoke to people.
If you that's crazy because when I think of a guy like Albert Pujols and how he began his career, bro, could you imagine if by year 3 he would have been able to hit free agency? Because that dude entered Major League Baseball like a wrecking ball from DR, bro. This man touched American soil, and it was like, yo, who is this right-handed hitting first baseman from DR?
He went crazy, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying there's gonna be, like, to me, Josh Hader's the prime example. You know, Josh Hader's first 2 years in the big leagues, he was Super 2 eligible. That means he became a free agent in 5 years instead of 6. Get rid of Super 2. Make Super 2 a thing that happens in the big leagues. Like, yo, you have to be willing to accept the fact that these players are outplaying their contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Like Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge won. He should have won the MVP in 17 to some people, but he didn't.
Right.
But he finished second.
Mm-hmm.
2018, he had a good year. 19, he had a good year. How many? Aaron Judge got 3 MVPs and he finished in the top 5. How many times?
A couple times. Because remember, when Ohtani was in the American League, I think Judge might have had like maybe a season where he finished behind him. So that's like a 4th.
What I'm saying is, yo, dog, you have to incentive these players. It's a slavery system, bro. It feels like modern day slavery to me.
And that's even with all of the money that these guys are making these days, right? Both the owners and players. Like I know players and as employees, right? Because you got to understand from the player standpoint, you know, from the outside looking in, yes, these guys are multimillionaires. Some of the owners are multi-billionaires. But at the same time, these players are also trying to fight with their bosses. You know, like that's how you also have to break it down as well.
Yeah. So I gotta respond to this comment because TD, you talking kind of hot. Where you at? You talking kind of hot. Remember, we said this on this date. I need you to clip this up, and we will be sending it to TD's YouTube. Quick, fast, bro. You know what that means if you lose baseball for an entire year? They're already having financial issues getting TV broadcasting, getting games broadcasted. There's no way they're going to lose a year, bro. There's no way players in the prime of their careers are going to lose a year, bro. There's no way. There's no way Aaron Judge wants to lose a year at 34 years old. There's no way the Dodgers and Ohtani and that gravy train, they want to stop for a year. Listen, get rid of the arbitration system. Get rid of the qualifying offer. And the draft you can have. I'll give you the draft. But those two things are must-have. They have to go.
Yeah.
They have to go. And here's what I'm going to tell you this right now. If you fight to the death, because not only will the season be gone, but you got to understand, people will find other things to do. Baseball already has trouble maintaining the audience it has.
Mm-hmm.
One draft rule, one draft two. I agree with yo.
Yeah. I agree with the point too, but see, I hate to come off as like somebody who's not a believer in this or something that they should be doing, because I agree, again, they should be doing it. But you gotta look at it from the standpoint of how these people work. Like we've already over the past few minutes have mentioned now maybe like 3 to 4 different things that we absolutely feel need to be worked on. I'm just saying that might be a little too much for them to kind of like argue about, you know?
Well, here's the thing. They've already started. That was a part of the last CBA. If you remember, that was one thing they argued about.
Yeah.
They argued about it. There being one. I'm going to tell you something right now. Razor, this is for you. It's for you, Razor. Razor he's very pragmatic in his thinking, right? He you talk to Rick enough, you start to realize he's a very perceptive dude. But I have damaged Rick so much. And I use the word damage lovingly because I don't mean it in like a derogatory way, but I've done it to all you guys where you and all my friends, like close friends, like you and Rick, I've damaged you guys to the point where you never look at the game the same way again. At this point, if somebody's not going to look at it outside the box, then we're never going to get anywhere. Outside the box thinking is how you change the narrative of how whole thing is going to go. Because if we all sit here and say this is going to stay status quo and you're not going to think of anything different, then what are we doing? Right? What are we doing if Armand with the great point. The last CBA, the owners wanted a international free agent draft and offered to get rid of the qualifying offer, but the players said no to the draft.
Really? Wow. I wonder if certain players, were disappointed after that, right? Because I would think that you would care more about the qualifying offer rather than having just one draft.
So go back to my point. I'm sorry, Rick. Well, we'll call you Rick. I'm just so used to calling you Razor. That's just a slip of the tongue. But the thing that's beautiful about what we do here is I'm able to have these conversations with people that are from outside of these walls, right? Because what I like to do is I like to throw a test balloon out. You see, sometimes it's good to see how other people react to what it is that you think or to what it is that you to what's in your brain. Sometimes I do it to you all the time. I do it to Rick a bunch, right? And sometimes it's good to push yourself to think differently. The problem is baseball never thinks differently. Can I get an amen on that? We've been stuck in the 1800s for like 150 years.
1800s is crazy.
Oh, have we not? They're the last.
No, I know what you mean, though. Yeah,
they're the last to institute replay. They're the last to institute challenges. They're the last to institute every damn thing.
Technology,
right? So at this point, right, you can't tell me that this is not the next battle on the frontier of the big leagues. Because guess what? Players, and I got another one for you. Players don't want to go to the minor leagues for 2, 3, 4 years to develop their craft. I'll find something else to do. I gotta play in the sticks for what? I believe the minor leagues enables bad baseball. Follow where I'm going here.
I got a follow-up question.
Because if you can play, how many kids you see now, 19, 20, 21 years old in the big leagues, ran through the system and was in the big leagues at 19, 20, 21 years old?
Yeah, literally like, was it, when was Trey Savage drafted? Didn't Trey Savage literally do the whole damn thing in 1 year?
In 1 year? Right.
I believe he did, right?
So if you can
fit that mold.
If you can play, you don't need to be in the minor leagues for 2, 3, 4 seasons. To me, the minor leagues is a cop-out to say, you know what? We drafted a kid, but we don't think he can play. Right? This is why I would get rid of drafting high school kids. No more. You got to be you got to be fully developed. I'm not taking no 17, 18, 19-year-old. No.
I disagree The only reason why I disagree, Stefan, is because baseball overall already has so many levels. So for me, compared to other sports, right? Such as I know the NBA has the G League, but for the
Mm-hmm.
most part, a lot of guys, especially if you're a guy who is already about to get drafted, you're more than likely going from college to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
But with there being so many levels in the minors, that the high school thing, that's the only reason why I disagree. What I did want to ask you too was I recall there being conversations about eliminating or even shrinking the minor leagues, right? Like
They
wasn't that a
have.
conversation at one point?
They have.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams have shrunk their affiliates. By the way, TD, you're wrong about this. The NBA does have a hard cap. You know what it's called? The first and second apron. Those are like caps. You know how I know? Because I spent a whole week studying this stuff. Because the
That's a
trade deadline
fancy name. That's a fancy name for hard cap.
very fancy.
Yeah.
Look, this point, this.
Player movement makes more money. Yeah, of course. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Look, and you know what I do? You know what? And the reason why I'm not into drafting high school players, bro, they don't even know their bodies at 17, 18. And you're asking me to play professional baseball? Go to college, at least for a year. Experience playing at the collegiate level before you come out. Develop as a person. Go to college. Learn how to wash your drawers.
No, I understand the
You know what I'm
college
saying?
comparison because college is where you now, depending on where you play, right? Like if you're gonna play at an elite college, or even if it's not an elite college, just a
Right.
school where
Mhm.
baseball is known, they have a decent team. You're
Yeah.
more than likely gonna be playing against a bunch of guys who are just like you,
Yeah.
if not better.
So, and that's what tells you if you can play at this level or not. Right? I kind of look at it as what happens in other sports. Hockey does it. They got dudes training to be hockey and soccer players. By the time they're like 16, 17, they got these dudes signed professional contracts. Like, yo, we're gonna train you. We're gonna know how good you are.
I've heard some crazy stories, but I've heard as early as like 12 years old,
Yeah.
13.
Did you hear this? Did you hear the story about the Yankees giving a verbal commitment to a kid that's 13?
Yo, that is wild, bro. 13? He
They
just became a teenager.
they basically said when you turn 17,
Mhm.
you basically have our word that we're gonna take you.
Is that okay to do? You can do
They
that?
they do it all the time. It's not
No,
okay, but they
that I know for sure. And you know who's one guy, and it's not related to baseball when I make this reference, but have you
Mhm.
been seeing, like, for those who know, the Sebastian, Telfair story and
Oh
all
my
that?
god, yeah.
So, you know, before he even got drafted, he
Mhm.
was already making bank in high school. He talks about this stuff. And I'm sure
Mhm.
other guys, even like a LeBron James,
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
sure they were making millions of dollars before they even stepped foot at the professional level, bro.
Yeah, well, LeBron got a Nike deal before he even hit the pros. He got $90 million from Nike
Look at that.
before he played his first NBA game, right?
Mhm.
But what I'm saying to you is I just think the maturity process for for a high school kid is different than a college kid. I think in college you learn how to be self-sufficient. You learn how to do, yo, I got to be in class at this time. I got to make sure my laundry gets done cuz mom ain't going to do it for me. I think at that point when
You
you
gotta know how
turn
to wash your ass properly. Finally.
right. And so I think it's hard when you're telling a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid, "Hey, go play in Charleston, South Carolina,
Against grown
away
men.
against grown men and go get your brains bashed in for a full season." That's not
Right.
healthy on this. That's not
Dudes that are
healthy on
way
the
more
psyche.
muscular, dudes that are probably double, maybe even triple your size in weight and height and damn near everything.
I'm telling you, dog, it comes to a point where you want to have at least everybody on somewhat of an even playing field. Because Ray just said it. Drafting high school kids is damn near predatory. It's predatory. It shouldn't be allowed.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. I would have used that word, but I get the
No,
comparison. I
you
get
know
the
what? It's the
analogy.
same thing that these international signings do when you sign a kid that's 14, 15 years old, and the kid don't even. And the sad part is they do it in Latin countries where these kids don't know nothing about English.
Mm-hmm.
They can't read a contract. They don't know nothing about the structure of the bit. It's predatory stuff, man. And guess what? Even if you're an American, it's very rare that you're going to get an agent to represent you at that age to say, hey, let me read through your contract. Let's see if they're not raping you or giving you the raw end of the stick.
Yeah. I think when you're that young, a lot of agents are looking to get next to you so that they can come up because, of your background, right? You not having as much information as an agent might do, with them being in the game and possibly already having other people or players at that, right? Like whether they're at the big league level or even if there's somebody who just, does things with players who are on the come up.
Shrek, you starting already, dog.
Yo, where you at, bro? I haven't seen your name until now. What's good? I wore this shirt on purpose for you.
I feel like I feel like with college basketball, it should be mandatory seasons before with them leaving high school, jumping to the pros. It's not a guarantee that your game will. That's a great point.
Yeah, so basically you can't get
Because
drafted until you're 20 years old.
for as many as LeBron James as we had, we've also had some flops out of high school too. That you're like, damn, bro. You came out of high school and you didn't do nothing.
That's why I just mentioned Telfair for a different reason, but he also, fits that.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
listen, Allen Iverson wasn't ready for the NBA. Like, Allen Iverson went to Georgetown, but it's rare that you get. I feel like college basketball and college sports in general. Also, you know why you should be incentivized to go to college? You gonna get a bag in college, bro. You get paid now.
Oh, yes, they do. Yeah.
So if you good, guess what? You can make a couple million, develop, grow for a few years, learn your body, learn the craft. And then by the time you hit the pros, you're already paid. So if you hate it, you can say, hey, I got a degree to fall back on. I'm cool. I don't need to do this. It's not for me, but I'm paid. Now, the double standard to that, or the other side of that is they're only paying the guys that are those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're not paying no also rans that are just middle of the pack players. You're paying people that can play. You know what I'm saying? You're not paying no scrubs to be, oh, I get paid. No. We paying them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's his dude that's at Duke right now? Carlos Boozer's son. Both his sons are getting paid.
They on the same team?
What?
Wow. Shout out to them.
Killing that Duke right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just loving it.
You know why? Like, listen, I'm not entirely against, athletes. I know we're a baseball show talking about, young baseball players and them receiving deals in their teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think, as more time goes by, and this is, sort of removing like the baseball standpoint, right? When I say this,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, especially with the internet, are starting to realize, I don't necessarily have to go to college to achieve my dreams.
You don't.
All I have to do is just follow a couple of dudes, maybe have a mentor or two, and that's all I need. Give me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, however long it's going to take. I mean, college is going to take that long anyway, too, right? For most people. So why not devote that time to yourself, whether you play baseball or whether you want to pursue anything, right? Because I think in order to be good at anything, you got to do it for a long period of time.
So I'm not saying this as like a badge of honor, but look at me. I went to college. It took me a while. Like I stopped at this level. Like I only did one level of college and was done. And look at me. I'm sitting here right now with you doing a show. And they're like, oh, you got to get the degree. You got to get the degree. You got to get the degree. Cool.
Yo, it's funny you say that because I wasn't
Cool.
trying to make it seem like, again, college is a negative, but college could also be a positive, right? Because we met in college. This is how 27 outs is a thing on the internet, of course, because we've been
Right.
doing it for much longer now.
Right.
It's been like what, 9 years? Well, we've known each other for
10
11
years.
years,
It's
going on
10
11.
years. Going
The
on 10
show
years.
is
10
9, I
years.
think.
10 years. 2016.
Oh yeah, 2016. Damn. I
Yeah.
sound old talking about these years and not knowing when the hell things started. But yeah, there's pros and cons to this stuff, you know?
Mhm. But I just think it's unfair that we pigeonhole, oh, you got to get the paperwork and you got to do what everybody tells you to do. And you got to, not everybody's going to follow the same path. Just because it's something worked for someone doesn't mean it's going to work for the next person. And the one thing about baseball that's beautiful, to bring it back to what we're talking about, how many times have we said every baseball swing is different? Every stance is different. Everybody's like habits are different. How they get ready for a game, how they prepare on the mound. Everybody's different. Baseball mirrors life because it's not a one size fits all. Everybody does things in a very different way. And sometimes it's the dude that has the refined delivery that ends up with the most elbow problems. Look at Jacob DeGrom's delivery. Jacob DeGrom has one of the smoothest deliveries in the game. He's always hurt. Then you look at a guy like who's the guy that would throw the ball and he would look down before the ball, like he had a weird, like Dontrell Willis. Dontrell Willis had a funky delivery.
Yeah.
Never got hurt. Right? Like, so baseball is hard to refine what works for somebody is going to work for the next person.
Look at Ichiro. Ichiro, one of the greatest contact hitters of all time.
Yes.
And he had a swing that you would never teach because Ichiro would make contact with the ball as he was already running outside of the batter's box.
It's crazy, bro. Honestly, whoever taught him that swing, you should never teach that to anybody else, but it worked for him.
Exactly, yeah.
It worked for him.
The same with Sheffield, wagging a bat back and forth. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Just to get that rhythm, I'm gonna do this for a little while. You know what I'm saying? That's why baseball is beautiful. And part of it, not to make it like super personal, but that's why I feel included, right, in the community. And I'm glad we have this community, because most times they'll look at you and say, oh, we only want the professionals covering the game, and we want people that played. And you know what I'm saying? Me and you are blessed to have this platform to say, you know what? I've never played a pro game in your life. You played on the high school level, but physically I wasn't able to. But the beautiful thing about this show is that we can still teach the game to those who want to learn it, because it's not just about physically what we're capable of.
The thing I always give you credit for, Stefan, too, and I've been doing this for years, long before we even had the amount of subs that we have, the amount of views that we have, everything overall, bro, considering your position, right? And just the way things are, right? Unfortunate. As unfortunate as it may be, it is what it is. But you push through that no matter what you go through. And you got people who have everything working perfectly fine. I'm talking head to toe, literally everything. And they don't want to do the work that somebody like yourself is doing. Forget me. Forget me for a second. But right now, the spotlight is shining on you. Shine a light on.
No, it's and I use that example because baseball is the game that's going to allow us to do this, right? Because it's going to allow us to meet different people. It allows us to meet people like TD and Shrek and everybody that's in here right now. Like, that's how communities get built. And I think we have to get back to the grassroots love of building a community, of loving the game. The problem is I feel like there's no love in the game. It's all about the money. How much money can we make? How much fame can we attain? You know what I'm saying? And it's
You know, I want to 15 years on MLB The Show. Yo, speaking of MLB The Show, listen, guys, we're at the 1 hour and 35-minute mark. We
Yeah.
I think we got it into every
No,
topic
we're
that
pretty
we
much
want to
we're
cover, right?
pretty much done. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
MLB The Show. So now
Mhm.
that we brought this up, for those of you who are watching right now, like the video, of course, as always. First
Just
things
sending
first,
you in here.
right? But MLB The Show, do any of you guys play? If you play the game, and I'm not asking whether you play every day, because listen, life is life, right? Like I have my days where I'll go 2 to 3 days without playing, and then I'll have days where I'll play 2 to 3 days in a row. But if you play MLB The Show, chat, I want you guys to let us know because I took 2025 off and I did not buy last year's game. So the last one that I bought, even though they're all essentially the same, it's just roster updates. I hate to, put it like that, but I'm going to get this year's version. So if any of you guys are interested in having games, on off days, of course, don't ask me to play after a show because I might block you from the show. But on off days, I would be down to play with a couple of you guys, and we could sit here, talk some trash, and I just wanted to throw that out there, right? Because I'm pretty serious about this year. I want to get this game with Judge on the cover.
Yeah. Listen, I'm cool. If y'all get it, I get it. If y'all get it, I get back in the video game. And I'm not really into it like that. But if everybody in here wanna, we can get to it.
Nah, listen, even if you don't play, bro, you're gonna love this the trash talking. Dudes might come in here like, yo, I walked it off on Ivan last night at like midnight. What are you talking about?
27-ounce tourney would be crazy.
Yes. Listen, we would love to do that. The thing is, the only way a tournament makes sense. Listen, now I don't want to come off as Major League Baseball where I'm trying to have restrictions now. Slow down. But you got to have enough people, right?
Yeah.
And if we don't have enough, we can't just do a tournament.
There
but
we
if
go.
we do, listen, maybe, we already have the Discord. So if you guys are going to want to do something like that, you definitely have to be in there for sure. Because this is more so like behind the scenes, as I mentioned, off days.
Just to build some camaraderie, just to see, how you guys view the game and how you just how you view your style of play in general. Speaking of styles of play, I'm gonna say this and then we out. So I was watching a video of Mark McGwire hit.
Well, I got one more thing too, bro, because you said video. Blame yourself, bro. It just came to mind. Go ahead. Mark McGwire.
Mark McGwire, yo, he hit some of the longest home runs I've seen in my life. I'm like, how does a human being do that? And not like, I'll be taking my time around them bases, bro.
Was he the one who started that whole like chicks dig the long ball?
That was Jose Canseco. It was the Bash brothers. It was in Oakland, yeah.
Right,
Jose
okay.
Canseco, him, and I forgot who the third dude was, but there was three of them brothers.
Shout out to McGuire and Canseco for making baseball more appealing to the ladies. So they say.
A bunch of steroids didn't hurt either.
That too.
But you said something about a video.
Yeah, so I do want to say this. Stefan, I was gonna share it with you, but because
okay. Yeah, it was Smokes and Glavics. It was a commercial that they did. The Braves of the 90s did it.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
So there's a video out right now, right? Stefan, you probably already know about it. I don't know if you've seen it. It is not exactly related to baseball, but does anybody watch Club Shay Shay or listen? Because I know you could watch, listen to things, you could throw on Netflix, you could do everything. You could watch 27 Outs on YouTube like you are right now. But you watch Club Shay Shay? Your boy pulled up. Yo, bro, I'm gonna say this right now. I started watching it. So Joe Budden pulled up to
Club Shay Shay.
Yes, Club Shay Shay.
Yeah, about 40 minutes in.
Right. I'm right around there too. Yo, bro, how long the interview is and the gems that they've dropped. Like, I'm not even halfway through yet. And I'm like, yo, so eager to find out what else they have to say. Honestly, listen, anybody who is trying to pursue anything, right? Like Stefan and I, we've got our goals with the show, and we always thank you guys for helping us, reach some of the things that we've been able to do. By the way, speaking of that, record month to start the year,
Word.
January, 40,000 views, guys.
Word.
I don't know where the hell y'all came from. I don't know if Stefan and I was working OT in January. But 40,000 views is the most that we've ever gotten in a single month. I want to say thank you for that. But yeah, go watch that interview between Shannon Sharp, Joe Budden. It's gonna give you, I hope it gives you what you need to get things going, It
was crazy. I was about 40 minutes in, and I was about to because I know you got little man with you. I was literally about to start a text chain with, go watch this interview right now.
I started, bro.
Like, put him to sleep and go do, because this interview is so good, I wanted to take notes because they were talking about so much stuff. And the last thing I'll say is, whatever your dream is, you want to be sitting here and be the class clown at 27 ounce, and that's a dream of yours, we support it. Like, I want people to realize anything is possible if you put yourself in the best positions.
Mm-hmm.
That's what these podcasts don't tell you. Oh, we sitting there having fun. Yeah, it's all about fun, but we also want to give you jewels back too. So that you can go to your friends and be like, yo, you know what? These dudes are cool. They're not just know-it-all baseball dudes, but they really care about us growing. Because that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Growth.
And also, too, with Stefan saying that, I don't know if a lot of you guys feel comfortable. Like, I don't want to force anybody, right? But clearly, with Stefan and I having a conversation with you guys, before we wrap up, if any of you guys want to share, of course, the best time to share these things would be towards the ending of the show, as we're doing right now. But if any of you guys want to share, like, yo, Steph, Ivan, or if you guys are, we're all cool with each other, right? It seems like we all have met each other in person, even though we really haven't. But if you just want to share, like, yo, I just got started on, X. Somebody else comes and says, well, I got started on Y.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to do with X and Y, right? Like, have you been doing it before? What do you really know about it? Like, listen, we should all be here together, right? Like, oh, damn, sorry. There goes the mic. Like, the baseball talk we love, right? That's why we created the platform. A lot of you guys are rocking with us. But at the same time, man, as Stefan was saying, it's very true. It is very true. Go after the things that you guys want to do because it matters.
Word. Speaking of what I want to do, I want to end this show. I got a hard out.
Yeah. What time it drops? At midnight?
What? Leaving right now.
Oh, Appreciate this is love right here. Yo, thank you so much. Wait, so how do we pronounce your name? Can I say Soph? Is it Soph? I want to make sure I'm saying that right. But I love this comment, bro. Thank you.
You guys.
We don't get, these that are as descriptive, because we appreciate the love nonetheless. But this right here means a lot, bro.
That's the goal, man. That's the goal. To be sitting in your virtual lounge chair, chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we take it seriously, but don't take us seriously because we clowns out here.
Right. Soft touch. Okay. All right.
I like that. All right, cool. All right, man. We out. Love y'all.
Oh, damn. Shots fired before we left. PD throwing shots at Shrek, talking about he's a fan of a losing team. Damn. Ooh, Shrek with the fire. Look at that. Oh, damn. Out here looking like the Astros 2.0, he said.
Hold on. Where my sound effects at? Where my sound effects at? Because we need a couple of these.
Oh, before we leave, bro, one more thing, actually. Go ahead, play that sound effect. One more thing. That's the last thing, and we're out.
Out here shooting at each other, bro. Damn.
Before we leave, guys, Stefan, this is important. I don't blame you for forgetting, but that's why I'm here. We're here to, piggyback off of each other.
Do it, bro. Do it.
Interview we have a special announcement. I forgot to announce it earlier. Not announce it early, but kind of like walk you guys into us finally telling you now at the end of the show. Interview next week with a reporter by the name of Julian Gallardi. He is someone who follows us on Instagram. He does some minor league baseball work. He also covers, baseball at the major league level. He does some work with the World Baseball Network. He also does some work with Latino sports. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to talk about, his journey as a reporter, and also some random baseball topics, right? Because he doesn't just like cover, a particular team. Like, he's all over the place. And one interesting thing that I saw that I didn't know about him, right? But of course, we're going to be doing homework about the dude over the next couple of days. Stefan, I checked his Instagram bio. He's been to 23 out of the 30 major league ballparks. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
So that's going to be one of my questions. Give me your
Yes.
top three. You being somebody who has gone to 23 out of 30, I want a top three.
Yeah, he's been to the winter meetings a bunch. There's a bunch of stuff we're gonna ask him. So should be a fun interview. Julian Gallardi is next Wednesday, 9:30, 27 ounce. We are live. We're doing this live. He likes the live feel, so live for you guys. And so we'll see y'all soon, man.
He said Latino sports. Latino sports, bro. Oh, also, we got a Super Bowl this Sunday, too. Shout out to Bad Bunny. Shout out to whoever's going to win. I don't know if it's rigged or not, but maybe. Who knows?
Listen, it's all good. Just get me to spring training. All right. That being said, we out, y'all. Peace.